Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to be perfect, to achieve everything you ever wanted without breaking a sweat? Imagine being invincible, possessing unparalleled strength, and the power to defeat any opponent with a single blow. This is the reality for Saitama, the protagonist of the acclaimed anime One Punch Man. Saitama embodies perfection in its most literal sense. He's invincible, unbeatable, and unmatched in his abilities. But instead of finding joy in his infallibility, he's plagued by a profound sense of ennui. He's bored, unfulfilled, and constantly searching for a challenge that seems non-existent. Perfection, in Saitama's case, becomes a curse rather than a blessing. It creates an existential vacuum that can't be filled, no matter how many monsters he defeats. This concept challenges our conventional understanding of perfection. Is it truly desirable, or is it a beautifully wrapped package with nothing inside? Perfection, it seems, is not the ultimate goal we might think it to be. In our quest for perfection, have we overlooked the value of struggle and growth? Let's take a moment to ponder this philosophical conundrum. We all aspire to be perfect, don't we? We strive for flawlessness, for absolute excellence, for that unattainable ideal. But what happens when we reach the pinnacle of perfection? Take Saitama from One Punch Man, for instance. He's the quintessence of perfection, right? He's invincible, unbeatable, the strongest hero who can vanquish any foe with a single punch. But what's the flip side of this coin? Well, it's boredom, monotony, and a sense of purposelessness. You see, Saitama's lack of challenges, his lack of a worthy adversary, it's taken away his sense of purpose. He's reached the zenith of his abilities, and there's nothing left for him to conquer, nothing left to stimulate him. It's like the feeling of acing a video game, mastering every level, defeating every boss, only to find that there's nothing left to do. You've won, sure, but at what cost? The game is no longer exciting, it's no longer engaging, it's just there. You've reached the end of the road and there's nowhere left to go. This is the paradox of perfection. It's not as glorious as it seems. In fact, it's quite the contrary. It's a state of stagnation, a state of endless ennui. Perfection, you see, is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it's the ultimate goal, the pinnacle of achievement. But on the other hand, it's a state of stagnation, a state of complacency, a state of boredom. It's an endless cycle of repetition, of doing the same thing over and over again without any sense of accomplishment, without any sense of growth. So what's the takeaway here? Well, it's simple. Strive for excellence by all means, but don't forget to cherish the journey. Don't forget to relish the struggles, the challenges, the growth that comes along the way. Because at the end of the day, it's not the destination that matters, it's the journey. Perfection then is not a destination but a road leading to an endless cycle of boredom. If perfection leads to boredom, then what does that say about our imperfections? It's a question worth pondering, don't you think? Our imperfections, those delightful quirks and foibles, are they not the very essence of our humanity? Let's look at the world of One Punch Man for a moment. There we see characters like Genos, Moomin Rider, and even King. They're flawed, they struggle, they fail. But it's these imperfections that make their stories so compelling. They grow, they learn, they adapt. And that's where the true satisfaction lies. Take Genos, for example. His constant pursuit of power, his repeated failures, they're not a source of despair, but rather, they're what drives him to become better. The same goes for Moomin Rider. His lack of physical strength doesn't deter him. Instead, it fuels his courage and determination. Our imperfections, it appears, are the very things that make our lives worth living. So, if perfection is not the answer, what is our ultimate goal? As we've seen with Saitama from One Punch Man, even the ultimate power can lead to a sense of detachment and boredom. A life without struggle or growth is not one to be envied. It's the very imperfections we possess, the challenges we face, that make us human and keep us engaged. Just like Saitama's endless search for a worthy opponent, we too are in constant pursuit of challenges that keep our lives interesting. It's not about reaching a state of flawlessness, but rather about finding balance, embracing the struggle, and continuously growing. Perfection, it seems, is not the end goal. It's merely a mirage, a false promise of satisfaction. True satisfaction lies not in achieving perfection, but in the journey towards it. The struggle, the growth, the balance, these are what keep us truly engaged, truly satisfied. In the end, the pursuit of satisfaction, not perfection, is what truly makes us feel alive.